Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Ed's Fish Pacific Northwest. Today I'm going to show you my third attempt at trying to breed Bettas. Well, I say attempt because again it was my third failed attempt, but I did have some success. As you can see, this is the pair. This was my prep before I put them in together. And I just kind of introduced them.
They probably worked
so
him until he was
interact with each other.
good.
And I have a main area that I put them in for the breeding. This is the setup. I have a almond leaf there and a little bit of bubble wrap. It's a container with a lid. I have drilled holes in it in the top there. It's on my workbench. It has a heater. Now, it did have an air bubbler in it, but I pulled that out because it moved the bubble wrap and almond leaf too much. So this is my setup before I introduced them. So I had the female in a cup upside down with the way that water can pass through the cup. And I just basically let the male flare at her, interact with her without like actually hurting her or getting aggressive, and then produce his bubble nest under there. I find the bubble wrap and the almond leaf worked great this time. I've had some other failures there, but here's my attempt to capture him creating the bubble nest. Wasn't the easiest to capture that. It took him a long time. So this is my crown tail male. I got him directly from Thailand with a female who's now recently deceased. The female I have in this that I was working with, I did get from Petco, and I'm not too proud of that, but I'm learning right now, and as you can see in the future, I did have some success with her. So, all right, after a few hours of them being together with some protection from the male for the female, I introduced them together, and as you can see, the male started off a little aggressive and a little rough with her, but she kept coming in for more. She was clearly attracted to him, and this video now was captured after probably 24 hours of them interacting together, and I just basically let them do their thing. This area provides enough space that she could get away from him when he gets too aggressive, but also has close enough that she can't get away and permanently hide and then them not interact with each other. So I had a lot of success with this. You can see the bubble nest there. So we did end up producing one, and that really worked out. They actually interacted pretty well together. He wasn't as aggressive as I've seen him before, but the female was like really into him and was willing to come up to him and be in his area and kind of deal with the whole aggression. So that was pretty cool. She's a crown tail as well, but I don't know her genetics as well as I do the male, and I'm fine with that. I kind of just want to learn how to breed them right now, which is becoming difficult. It's not easy to do because the fry are so small when they come out. And I have no video of the fry that I did have, but I only ended up with about 4 or 5 that were viable, and it was really hard to see them. It was really hard to get ready for them, and they just didn't produce. But I did have success here. I did produce fry, and that was kind of like half the battle, is trying to get viable fry together and then work on the water quality. Get to that point of 2 weeks, do some water changes, and get them to grow out. But right now, it's basically a little bit of video of them dancing around. It's really frustrating at first because you just want them to do their thing and mate and spawn, and it just won't happen. It'll take them a while to learn each other and learn themselves and really much figure out that that's what they're supposed to do. There's even going to be some failed attempts. I didn't include those as part of this video, but there were just some miscues, and they try to line up together and do their spawn, and it just doesn't happen. And if you're wondering what their little spawning ritual will look like, I'll have a very clear video here in the future. But for now, this is kind of what you get in the first shit. It was like 24 hours that I had them doing this. They kind of work tirelessly, try to get involved with each other. He gets very physical. I kind of worry about the females sometimes, but there's nothing really you could do about that when it comes to bettas. The males are aggressive and chaser everywhere, as you can see. So, the water temperature, I have about 76, 78 degrees. It might be a little low, but I had a successful spawn here, so maybe I might have to bring the water temperature up. If anybody has suggestions on that. The water I actually used was fresh water, brand new water, but I included a cupful. When I put the male in, I put a cupful of cycled water in with that water, and same with the female. So there's about 2 cups of cycled water in there as well. And I kind of hope that some of the bacteria from the cycled tanks would go into this and try to help eliminate some of the ammonia, but I think that might be just wishful thinking. There's probably a little merit to it, but for the most part, I think starting them in fresh water is okay, because bettas tend to, they're air breathers, so you don't have to worry about oxygen levels, and but they are sensitive to water quality, so that's something to consider. Now, we're coming up on the video. No, I did, okay, I think this is it. So this is probably the video when I actually have a successful spawn, and I was just so lucky to be there. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at all those eggs. Gosh, I was so optimistic when this happened. I thought I thought I did it. I thought I was already planning on like how many I could fit in all my cups that I have going on here. But what happened was, so it looks like he's eating them, but from what research I've done is the males put it in his mouth and then bring the eggs up into the bubble nest. And it looks like it killed the female too, but you'll watch, she'll shake out of it, but he'll put the eggs up into the nest, and there you go. Well, I'm closing on my video here, so I'm going to summarize really quick. But basically, I did not get any viable offspring out of this, and I'm going to have to restart from scratch and do this again. And I'll have another video, and hopefully I'll have a video that includes the fry. So here it is. That's my third attempt at breeding bettas.